Well, hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Hey, I've got a little something that we have, a little project that we've done here that we're going to show you. How many times have you guys gotten on the road where you've had your GPS and you wanted to have your cell phone up near the dash, and you have a Furrion camera screen that you want to have up there on the dash, and all of those suction devices you put on the glass, and as the glass heats up, what happens? They begin to fall off. It is frustrating as all get out. So I looked around the web. There are a couple of companies out there. One of them is Built Right Industries, and the other one that I found was Bullet Point. I want to show you what we did. We decided to go with Bullet Point, and I think this was the best choice we could possibly make because one, Built Right Industries doesn't make a mount for all of that equipment for the Ram truck, and that's what we have. We have a Ram 3500. So, excuse me, Bullet Point Mounting Solutions is the name of the company that we went with. So we spent some money and purchased a really good mounting system for all of our equipment, and now it's in great condition, so we don't have to worry about them falling off the glass anymore. So let me show you what we did. Alright, so here it is. Here's our setup. As you can see, we have our Garmin in the middle here, and I've got my cell phone set up to monitor the battery usage of the fifth wheel, and then my Furrion camera over there to the left, and you can see it all sits nice and tucked in, and now it's not going anywhere. And I think my cell phone just went black, but that's all right. But we really like this setup. Bullet Point Mounting Solutions really does a great job, and we're going to show you right now how to go in and put all this together. There are the considerations that you need to take when you're ordering it is how you want to set this up. So as you're on their website, and we'll show you the website in a little bit here, when you're setting things up, all of the different arms and everything that are associated with the mounts. For example, we have this one over here is a 10 centimeter, this one over here is a 7 centimeter, and this one here is a 4 centimeter. So it works really well for us. You have to make your own choices, but I thought we would show this to you, and now we'll go in and we'll show you how we set this up and put this together. All right, see you in a bit.
All right, so here's some of the things that I had to consider is what I wanted to mount. So as you can see, I had my Garmin 890 and my Furrion camera system for the fifth wheel, and also my cell phone. I want to put my cell phone up there. That's how I monitor my batteries to make sure that I'm not depleting them as we're driving a long distance with the fifth wheel. And then some other mounting options. Here's some of the 20 millimeter ball mounts. Here's a double ball mount, and I'll explain that in a minute. Here is the phone mount, and this you can order in a little kit. Here are some of the different sizes of arms. There's a 7-inch, or excuse me, a 10-inch, a 7-inch, and then a 4-inch. Okay, actually this is a 2-inch. So different size mounts, and again they can come in different colors. I chose the blackish grayish because that's what we like. And then here's the actual mount. So the mount here there's 2 screw mounts down here that fit perfectly for the Ram, right down in the socket, and the 2 screws that hold the stereo system in is how they mount. Now you're probably wondering how the heck I get down in there. Well, this top plate comes off, and we're going to take that off right now, and I'm going to show you how I got this mounted. So all right, let's get to it.
Okay, so what do we got going on here? So a couple things I want to talk about is, first of all, I'm going to show you my Furrion mount. And if you'll notice that this ball is one of these double-ended balls here that I purchased. And the reason for that is because all of these ball mounts are a 20 millimeter ball mount, and the Furrion is actually, the hole here for the Furrion is actually a little bit larger. So you go onto the Bullet Point website and they sell these, but I wasn't quite sure which size it was. Well, they sell these in 25 to 20. So this particular ball mount is 25 millimeter this size, 20 millimeter that size. Now the 20 millimeter fits all of the components of the Bullet Point. And then this particular one is 22.4 and 20. So the 22.4 fit beautifully right in here in the Furrion, in the Furrion monitor. Now I do have a tire pressure monitoring system, a TPSM, and that I keep in the upper left-hand corner of my dash. So that's really where I really like it. I don't really want it in the middle, cluttering up more space. And I do have a camera that watches the road for us, so that in the event somebody cuts us off or causes an accident, we have it on video so that they can't come back and try to say we did something we didn't. If you don't have a camera like that, that you're recording what's going on as you're driving down the road in front of you, I recommend that you do that. And then finally, I have my Garmin, and the Garmin has this magnetic mount, and I was able to take one of these and mount it to the back of the Garmin mount. Now this typically, not typically, this goes on the suction cup for the window, and I'll be honest with you, I got so tired of the window mounts just dropping off. When the windshield gets a little warm, they just kind of fall off, and that's one of the biggest reasons for me going out and trying to find a dash mount, and that so that I would stop losing my monitors from the window. The only thing that'll be mounted to the window, suction to the window, will be the camera that's watching the road and our TPSM. If I wanted to, I could put the camera on this unit, but I'm choosing at this moment in time not to. So with this particular mount, on the Garmin magnetic mount, it really makes it pretty slick. If I wanted to keep the ball mount that it has, it's another 22.4 mount, so you could actually keep it if you wanted to. But I really like how this gets mounted here. So let's bring the mount down, and we're going to take the top plate off. And if you're like me, I tend to drop things every once in a while. Always have been like that. Don't know why. If I don't drop something or cut my hand when I'm working on a car, I'm just not the kind of mechanic I guess I could be, or should be, or maybe am. So the first thing we're going to do is give a mounting point for the arms on this bracket. And I'll show you what we're going to do, how we're going to do that. So you'll notice all the slots in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to mount these into the slots. So we'll take them and do them one at a time, and when you get these, you'll notice that there's a rubber mat on the back of each one of these to help keep it in place. And of course, the reason for the socket wrench is literally so I can make sure these are snug down. And I'm going to kind of show you how I did things to get things mounted the way I did for the truck. Now the first one I'm going to mount is is the one for the Garmin. And the Garmin's going to mount in the center. So if this is the dash, the Garmin's going to mount right here. So I'm going to take this mount and I'm going to put it back here. Alright, so now I got these together. Next thing to do is decide on how I want to mount these. Now I'm going to start with the cell phone, which I want to have close to me, so it's going to sit right here. So the nice thing about these is that they're pretty versatile. Putting them on is pretty simple. They tighten up pretty tight. Well, kind of notice that these have a little slot with this portion that is sticking out. There is an indent on this side, so these go around that and they tighten down. See if I can get that up there. As they go around the ball, and it goes around the ball and tightens up that way as well. So you can put them on the ball, the 20mm ball. Okay. And that should suffice for my cell, and I'll make final adjustments to this once I get it in the truck. So now I'm going to figure out how I need to mount this, and this is going to sit pretty much just like this. So I'm going to use the smallest one that I have. I think this is, I'm not sure if this would be the 4-inch one. And the nice thing about this is I'm going to be able to take this off whenever I get out of the truck. And again, you can adjust these as once you get it out there. That's the nice thing about the way this is designed. And you want to make sure as you're putting this together that you dry fit everything. Make sure that it's all going to work. That looks pretty good right there. And then finally, the Furrion. So we're going to mount the Furrion kind of right about here. And then we're going to take this particular one and we're going to shift it around so that I can turn the Furrion monitor this way, because I'm the one that's going to be watching it, not the passenger. See, I kind of have a dropper. And I kind of like the way that that looks right there. So I'm going to kind of set it over here real quick. With this poached right there, and we'll kind of turn it to the side a little bit so that I can get a good visual on it. But everything's going to be sitting down now so that as I'm looking out over the dash, it's going to be perfect. So the next thing to do would be to go out and test it in the truck and make sure it's going to work. So let's do that. Let's head out there and check it out. So I got Gibbs joining me out here so I can get this thing mounted. So I guess we'll get the camera set up and do the deed. Okay, so we're going to mount this in here. First thing you got to do is take out the rubber mat, and it just lifts out. And then you got 2 screws right down in here. And it gives you a little wrench. It does work, but I'm going to kind of speed up the process here. Be careful when you're using one of these. Don't want to tighten too tightly. Okay, so there is a couple of adhesive strips down here, but I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to drop this back down in here. Put the screws back in place. Okay. And get this thing mounted. Again, don't reef on it so hard. And you can check it with the little tool here just to make sure. Alright, so now this side, I'm just going to store it someplace. If I end up trading this truck in for some reason, I still have it. Now I'm going to set off the drill. I'm going to take the mount and get it up here and get it ready to install. Okay. I got the 4 screws that I took out earlier. Get the first one put in. I start them up by hand. You put the first couple in, and then you can kind of cinch the back one down just a little bit, making sure everything is nice and centered, and don't tighten it all the way. Put this side in. And then finally the back side over here. And once we've got them all down and snug, we'll go back around and tighten everything down. Making sure everything is nice and tight. So there we go. So my phone's going to sit here. So we might as well get that checked out real quick. That's good. All right. One other way I could do this is I could kind of turn this way, lower this down, and that way I can see this a little bit better. And then So that's kind of the way it looks. Let me go get the Garmin, and we'll let you see again how this finishes up. Be right back. Okay, so there's the Garmin. And now you can kind of situate it a little bit better to make it fit how you want to see things. So I can move these things around, and so I like it. It works good. And then my camera for watching the traffic will go up in this location here, and then my TPMS mounts over here. So literally now everything is mounted pretty solidly. It's not going anywhere, and I don't have to worry about things dropping off the mirror. Excuse me, dropping off the glass. So let me go show you their website, and and help you navigate that a little bit. But I really like this mount. It really came out nice, and they do make this for different pickups, so that you can get one for the Ford or the Ram. And we'll check out their website so you can see. It's pretty easy to navigate, but there are some things you should know about how to find things, so you don't have to go to the extremes that I did and buy a bunch of extra parts. But I'm glad that I did, because then it gave me an opportunity to really look at how I wanted to mount things. But this is a great way to do it. So we'll see you in at the computer. All right, so let's kind of review their website right here, and it's bulletpointsolutions.com, and I will share the link down in the description. Okay. So this is actually, I found this website through a search. I understand they do sell on Amazon, so I'll leave you a link for their stuff on Amazon as well, so you can check it out. I chose to go right through their website and purchase what I wanted from their website. So let's kind of go through there so you can see, because here you can select your items right by choosing your vehicle. And you can see how they've got Jeep, Ram, Ford, Toyota, Chevy, GMC, all the makes covered. So we'll go down and I'll show you the process that I went through to purchase the mount for my truck. So mine is a 2019 Ram. So we're going to go with the Ram truck 2019 plus 3500, because that's what we have. And you can see this is the actual mount that I purchased right here. So if you have a Ram, this was how I chose to go. You don't necessarily need to go this way, but this is how I chose to go. So I selected this particular kit, and as you can see, it mounted really well. I didn't have any problems whatsoever getting it mounted in there. And you can actually choose some different options. You can use the universal phone holder, or you can do dual universal phone holders and a GoPro mount. So there are different ways that you can go. You can even just purchase the base mount and buy individuals. Now, I purchased the universal phone holder, because if you purchase these two items separately, the base mount ends up being about $10 more. So I saved myself about $10 or so by purchasing this kit. And then there are some add-ons that you can select here, or you can go up to accessories and select from the accessories. So I did purchase some additional 20 millimeter ball mounts. I did not purchase the GoPro mount. I may later on down the road. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Because I do have a GoPro. You can see where you've got the different arm sizes that are colored, and you can choose a color. And then for the connectors for your carbon fiber, carbon fiber or Kevlar arms for your third-party devices. Let's take a look at that real quick. Um, this is the 20 millimeter to 20 millimeter. That's what comes with the standard bullet point mounting solutions, is the 20 millimeter. My Furrion camera screen is actually a 22 millimeter. So I needed to go 20 to 22 millimeter. So I went with 22.4 millimeter. Is actually the one that I went with, and it fit perfectly for the Furrion camera. I also purchased the 20 to 25 millimeter. Wasn't quite sure which one was going to fit properly, so I decided to purchase both of them. And even though I probably could send it back to them, I'm going to hang on to any extras that I bought, just because if I want to change things up a little bit, I have the ability to. So, and if you do buy one of these, let's say you bought the 22.4 and it's still just a little bit sloppy in there, they actually send a little vinyl, I call it a shim, that goes in the socket. So when you push the ball into the socket, it tightens it up really nicely. So that was kind of a nice little touch that I really liked. Um, and again, you have different sizes. So all in all, being able to select the accessories that I wanted, the different size arms that I wanted, they do have the different size arms. So if you go down to in the accessories, you can select pretty much anything that you can think of here. So I choose the arms that I chose was I purchased the short, the 4 centimeter. I purchased the standard 7 millimeter and the long 10 centimeter. I didn't really feel like the extra long 20 centimeter was applicable, since where it mounts in the RAM is right up next to the radio, and I didn't really want the items that I was connecting up in there way out in my face. So I felt like the 20 millimeter or 20 centimeter was going to be way too long. So I purchased a 10 centimeter, a standard, and then a short. Now, of course, my Garmin sits on the short, and then the Furrion screen sits on the 10 millimeter, and my phone sits on the 7 millimeter. So that's the way I set that up. Okay, well, this is just a review. I really like their website. It really is pretty well put together, especially since I can shop by vehicle, and they do supply all of the different items for any truck that is out there on the market. So at least the newer trucks, I should say. They don't really make anything for a lot of the older trucks. Neither did Built Right, believe it or not. Built Right did does make them for the Ford, I think, and the Chevy, but not for the Ram. And then Built Right makes a lot of other products that are awesome for your bed and other things that um, are really great that Built Right does. But for what I was looking to do, I chose to go with Bullet Point, just because, one, they made what I needed, and it looked like it fit really well, which it did, and that it was nice and strong and sturdy, which it is. I'm pretty happy with it. So, all right, well, that's their website. All right, everybody, that's my review of the Bullet Point Mounting Solutions dash mount. As you can tell, I'm pretty happy with it. It worked out really, really well for us here at RV Weekenders. Looking forward to getting out on the road and seeing exactly how it looks. Now, it looks like the dash is pretty cluttered, but you know what? It's actually pretty clean now that we have all that in place, and it will stay that way. So, as far as the tire pressure mounting system, we are going to keep that mounted up in the upper left-hand corner. It seems to stay there pretty well, so we'll keep that there. But other than that, everything else is mounted right where it's supposed to be, and we're going to keep it that way. So if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below. I'd love to hear from you guys about what you think about this dash mount. If you have another one that you'd like to recommend to folks, please don't hesitate to do that. and I'll make sure that that gets included in our page here. So again, please make a comment. Tell us what we're doing, how we're doing, and if there's something you'd like to see us do with the RV, please let us know. We are working on a solar project that we'll finish up here in the spring, and then we'll post that video. So please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. We want to make sure that YouTube knows that you like these videos, and hit the bell so you know when we're coming out with another video. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.